Alright. So, finally at their house. Maybe they're home? Knock, knock, knock. Hey, is anybody in there? Terios? Honey?
Up here.
Can y'all open the door? I think it's locked. Huh. Hey, Terios.
You again.
How you been, buddy?
I have been fine. I suppose you're still...
Nope. Dropped him a long time ago. Actually, that's what I came to tell you.
Quite a bit of your gear.
Yeah, actually, it's what I came to tell you about. A few months prior, Scourge was actually killed.
I see. Well,
the only person that managed to survive was, Rosie. Everyone's gone except for her.
And I could probably imagine she's probably losing her mind as we speak.
Yeah, but she's running the kingdom as well as she can.
That little brat running an entire kingdom.
You would be surprised.
Well, while you've been gone, a lot has changed for me as well.
Oh? How's that?
Well, dear, could you come down here?
Just a sec.
Let me guess. You guys finally got married?
That's right.
Sorry I couldn't, make it to the wedding. Had to deal with a multiversal problem. Hey, honey.
Oh, hey. Haven't seen you in a bit.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Looking as lovely as ever, dear. Anyway, so, regarding Scourge, what exactly happened?
You remember that robot version of me?
You're referring to Metal.
Yes. Metallics, Starline hacked him and got him to kill everyone.
I was always afraid the Doctor's most powerful creation would turn on him eventually. It always seems he can never learn from that robot.
Well, Starline is a weird case. I feel as if he's trying to bring Eggman back from the dead. But we don't know that for sure. Me and Sally are currently working on a plan.
But what entirely makes you sure Eggman could be dead?
I chopped his head clean off.
Maybe. But you should know, if this is Eggman we're referring to, he always has a way of coming back.
Yeah, and I think that's through his little assistant Starline, who's been messing with me for a good little while.
Well,
he's made hybrids of other people.
Hybrids,
he turned a human into a hybrid.
A hybrid of what? A machine? A Mobian?
No, it's some glitchy hybrid-like thing. Previously, in their memories, they had a sort of crush on me. I was their biggest hero.
Crash out of me.
Yeah. So that kind of caused her to have a... She also has a little anger problem. Caused me to, sort of go into this form I call wolf rage, where my eyes turn completely yellow.
Don't tell me this is a reference to your werewolf form that you took that one time.
It is technically it's part of my heritage. You know, being half werehog and everything.
Anyway,
So, you guys still working for good, or are you still
well,
tired?
I am. I've been trying
Ah.
to find some recent cases on some rather interesting works, to be honest.
How? What'd you
But
find so
recently,
far?
it's been known. Well, it's been known recently. There have been a few strange disappearances lately. An island, correct?
Yeah, Starfall Island.
What else did you see on that island, if you could remember? Because if whatever we can find out, I might be able to
Well,
run it through
from the
the
looks of
gun
it,
to see if the colonel can find any information.
they had these giant, like, cannons, from what I can remember. Looked like they
Cannons.
were
So you're
waging
saying
for
there's
a
a
war.
chance they could be hostile?
No, not hostile. Those things look like they haven't been active in a while.
Hmm.
And I could sorta
Anything else?
understand them, because they did have some form of werehog language within their writing.
Hmm. Anything
So, from
else
what
in
I could
particular?
gather in my memory of when I was there, they they say they only use the cannons unless if someone has waged war on them, and their soldiers are the ones to operate it.
Hmm.
The thing is big enough that it looks to take out the entire city.
Or maybe they built those cannons for something bigger.
Maybe.
Anything else to report from that island?
Um, they're not from what I seen all that much, but there were these weird geometric robots that I kept seeing. Also
Robots.
had to make me learn a couple of new moves.
Hmm. Wait a second. Define what you mean by new moves.
As new things that I can do. Such as shoot these weird things out of my hands. Just like how my sword was. When I would slash it, or say golden slash. That golden thing you'd see when it came out. Exactly what I could kinda mean. Or like this thing where I could go into a spin dash, get out of it, and there's multiple of them around me.
So you're telling me you're tampering with powers you don't even understand?
Eh, it's all pretty much a
Well,
blur. It's kind of fading.
have there ever been any side effects to using these powers?
No, not that I know.
Really?
I mean, there is this one tiny side effect from dealing with that hybrid that I told you about, that Starlight made. Pretend I just like glitch on my arm. This is the said side effect. My arm's completely corrupted, as I would say.
Hmm.
Doesn't look too good,
Corrupted.
but it barely ever hurts.
Can you any chance describe what the corruption looked like?
I mean, it looked red and black, like how that hybrid was.
Red and black. Don't tell me the doctor had a copy of Infinite running around.
Didn't look like Infinite.
Now that you mention it, there were other parts of the city, the outskirts even, where we saw some of those rock creatures around some type of. Hmm, it looked like a throne, but at the same time, it looked like there was a mechanism in the middle. Maybe it was some type of portal, but to where we don't know.
If I can... Oh, you're talking about cyberspace.
Pardon?
It's a little dimensional. It's like a program. It looks deep within your memories to remind you of a certain place. It just so
That's
happened
so
to be one of the last ones. Just so happened to be our first mission together when we went to go to Eggman's base.
So you're saying is this cyber dimension, it can contain data of either ancient civilization tech or somehow relieve places from the past.
And there was a whole bunch of puzzles there too. It kind of gave me like a digital map of everything that's uploaded to my brain.
Your brain?
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's not there anymore. I can barely remember it.
Ha!
It's all a blur.
I didn't think your brain was there to begin with.
Oh, shut up, you.
Well, anyway. But besides that, there have also been strange reports about other people being trapped in these red-like spheres. But that's not the only thing that finds me troubled. You said these robots were around the city, correct?
No, they were around that island, but if I'd seen some around the city, then I'd probably missed them.
Well, for some reason, we've had reports saying they might have a leader.
A leader, you say?
Yes, but from what I've seen from the images, it almost seems impossible. You didn't by any chance see a little girl on that island, did you?
Yeah, that's that hybrid that I was telling you about. Sage was her name. She, she, uh, she isn't dead or anything. She reformed herself after dying, but
Wait,
she
you
kinda
said she has a
left.
father.
I mean, technically, she mentioned it, but I wouldn't exactly call him a father.
What do you mean?
As I said, hybrid. It didn't really look as if they were human. I mean, they looked human, but they had inhumane powers.
Hmm.
Almost like
You haven't had any encounters with her yet, have you?
I have throughout the entire time I was on that island. She's actually what caused me to go into my wolf rage form once.
So you're saying she's a danger?
No, not anymore. She's staying, she's posting herself onto that island. Staying there as if it has something for her.
Well, for staying on that island, she somehow's been causing a lot of trouble in the city.
I don't think it might be her, though. It might be something greater. 'Cause all I had was just her fighting me.
If it is her again, don't you dare hesitate.
I
She may
won't.
look like a child, but I have a small feeling she must be some type of construct. Which means she's not human. I right?
I mean, yeah, kind of what hybrid means, not to be exactly what you are.
Yes. I've had my fair deal with hybrids. I'm sure as you can tell, given my recent injury.
Yeah, looks like a pretty nasty scar there.
Which is why, even if those creatures try to show mercy, don't believe it. I did. Which
I
is
mean, you might
why
have startled them. They are pretty scared.
scared, you say?
I
I
mean,
doubt to
yeah, they're
see
in an
how a killer
unfamiliar
robot can be
place.
scared of someone like me.
Uh, I thought you were talking about those stone creatures, but the robots, yeah, definitely watch
Well,
for those.
the stone creatures don't exactly seem hostile to me, at least not yet. The only
I
thing
don't
I want to
think
know
they
is,
are.
well, the question is, if these creatures are relics of the past, per se, then what are they doing in the city if they should have been on that island?
I don't know, they might have been transported here. With some other worldly thing.
Come to think of it, I actually got a report from Shadow once saying that the Chaos Emerald he had disappeared. And I don't suppose you know anything about that, do you?
Unfortunately, to tell you, Shadow's dead. So, no.
What?
He was stabbed right in front of me. I didn't know what to do. It,
Who did it?
it's okay, that guy's dead now. I made sure to take care of it myself. Killed
For
him.
someone whose form represents the fastest hedgehog alive, I'm amazed you couldn't keep up.
The guy was smarter than me.
Smarter, you say?
I mean, yeah, he managed to
And
reverse
you
my
let...
own sword and stab it into my body.
I find that quite puzzling, given the fact how you were able to walk away from it, and yet Shadow somehow couldn't.
It looked like he was personally targeting Shadow. Of course I was gonna try and fight it.
Let me go ahead and tell you this, Calix. Whoever killed Shadow, if he's still alive, I will be after you personally for not finishing the job.
Alright. I got it.
I may have been a prototype from him, but in a way he was my brother. So if I find out the man who killed him is still alive, and if you couldn't finish him off, I swear it.
Got it.
Regardless. So care to explain exactly how are these creatures connected to the Chaos Emeralds? But I did see some soldiers reported they saw some strange mechanisms floating with the emeralds. Almost as if they were designed to hold them.
It might have been. Remember, memory's a blur from being on that island.
No. Why don't... Dear, could you come down here, please?
Oh, there she was.
Coming.
Why don't I have my wife serve you some tea? I need to make a report on this to the colonel. If there's a
Yes.
reason these aliens are here, there could be a connection between them and the emeralds. After all, I'm
Maybe.
sure you've seen it yourself. Do you not find it suspicious how these devices were able to contain the emeralds? Almost as if they were... It's almost as if they were meant to be in those holds.
I mean, as we say, we don't really know the full capability of the emeralds. Remember, they could have been
Well,
here way longer
who
before
knows?
us.
Well, who knows? Maybe these ancient stones, as we see them, might have some information. Anyway, yeah. Why don't you serve Calix some tea while I make a report real quick?
All right.
My beautiful cat.
Nice.
All right. Besides, I assume you two might have some catching up to do as well, since we haven't seen each other in a while.
Yeah.
So, how do you make him feel at home?
Wee!
By the way, Calix,
Uh,
you're welcome to stay if you wish, but just know, this better be a mess might be able to fix. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll try my best.
Well, I kind of overheard what you guys were talking about while I was up there.
Yeah,
To
sorry.
be honest, I don't really involve myself in that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Because I realize now how dangerous it is, considering... never mind.
What happened
I
while I
worry
was
about him
gone?
sometimes.
He didn't have that scar before.
Mm. I wasn't really thrilled about it either. But son of the devil, he really is a sweet talker. He got me to forget about it for a while.
I should have been there. Should have helped you guys on that mission.
Hey. It's not your fault.
I know. I'm assuming you heard
So
what
don't blame
happened to...
yourself too much.
I'm assuming you overheard what happened to Shadow.
Yeah. It's a shame. I met him before. As
Yeah.
not talking as he was, he seemed nice.
Yeah.
I wish I got to know him more.
Me too. And I've known him for basically my entire life. And being my
How terios
brother.
talked about him. Hey. It's gonna be okay. I know what it feels like to lose somebody. Believe me, I know. But I try to look on the positive side of things. And instead of continuing to mourn the loss, keep fighting for him, alright?
I'll try my best to. He was the only family member I really knew, anyway.
Things will get better.
Let me guess. The Colonel is gonna look into it?
I requested he sends a unit to the island. I asked him to. I requested that he investigates those mechanisms about the emeralds.
Just make sure he
However,
doesn't mess anything up. The flowers there were very beautiful.
You don't need to tell me how to mess something up, Calix. Trust me. However, there is one thing he told me. Have you seen any of your other friends recently?
You mean...
I'm assuming you have a Tails, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, back when we, met in the orphanage. He changed his name to Calico to match mine.
Although, did he any chance go missing at all that time?
No, not that I know of.
Really? Well then, Are there any other friends you know of that you might have seen recently?
I mean, I've seen I've seen Knuckles around, and I've seen Amy around. The only ones that I
Ugh.
really remember having to. You said, like, red spears, right? The only ones that I
See.
remember being in those red spears was my wife Sally,
Well,
my girlfriend Fiona, and my other girlfriend.
well, apparently the Colonel has had some information about that. It seems as if your three friends were on the island at that time.
Oh, they were on the island. Hmm.
And you
Probably
never
trying to.
even noticed, did you?
Probably not, because I was too mainly focused on trying to get them out of there, and one trying to figure out how to get the fuck out of get the fuck off the island.
Well, I regret to inform you they went back there recently.
Of course they did. They
Some of
probably went to go back to pick the flowers.
Well, actually, there's something that's happened to them.
Don't tell me they got trapped again.
Scouts who remained on the island to resume the investigation. They reported that they found some strange red spheres, and not only that, they saw them inside of them.
Yep, they got trapped again. That means I'm
But
gonna
not
have to
just
go back
that.
to Starfile.
Well, they're not the only ones that have been captured.
There's more.
Well, apparently, from what the scouts reported, it seems that a certain someone you know has also been captured.
Someone I know.
Someone I believe you are very close to.
Who exactly? Close to a lot of people.
Reports say Tails wasn't the only fox reported on that island.
Fiona?
Unfortunately. Yes.
She's alive?
Seems you never were a judge of character when it came to the living and the dead.
I mean, I guess I never really saw her there.
Well, you said that when your friends were captured, you said they were in some type of dimensional state, correct?
Yes, dimensional state.
Well,
Almost glitchy, in a way.
well. Unfortunately, they say this time. How exactly did you free the others at that one time they were captured?
I don't
Because
know,
I can already assume there was no way you could have broken the seal.
I just stuck my hand out and it just randomly broke. Then went onto my arm. Hurt a lot.
Are you saying you absorbed the energy?
Yeah. How else would I do it?
Calix. Are you stupid?
I'm not stupid. You do
Do
realize
you have
that...
any idea what type of energy you dealt with?
No, of course not, because I was trying to save my friend.
And you said before you've been corrupted recently, correct?
I was corrupted when I was there, but it's not...
You
Never
buffoon.
really... I'm not a buffoon. I done something
You
smarter than you
absorbed
would have done.
energy that could possibly... I'm used to this type of phenomenon. You should know that, but you aren't. Do you even have any idea what that could do to you? Think about it,
No.
Calix. You only absorbed the energy from one, correct?
Technically 3. Hey, but I'm fine, right? I'm standing. I'm not dead yet.
And yet, has this corruption spread to your body at all?
I mean, I kind of feel leg pains as we're talking right now, but
You idiot. You have no idea what you've gotten yourself into, have you?
no, I have no idea.
If you continue to absorb that energy from those captivation cells, your body will begin to shut down and you will be cyberized completely.
Well, that's a risk I'm willing to take to save people.
Assuming you
No,
don't get killed in the process.
you know me, I never die.
Right.
I may have died once,
Eddie.
but that was only once. It's to never happen again. Oh, no, please. Yeah, yeah, my chip.
Sorry for scaring you, my dear. You forgive me. My dear, it appears you have something on your face.
Huh?
Beautiful.
What was that? Who the heck is there?
Anyway,
Who the hell is
listen,
talking to me?
calix.
Yeah?
If you do intend on going back to the island, you better be prepared to deal with the worst.
I'm always prepared.
Really? And yet somehow you weren't prepared when you and I fought that one time. And if I do recall, it seems I almost took you down.
I was weaker then. Stronger now.
Please, you're really going to use that as an excuse to the reason you lost?
I didn't lose.
Well, anyway. If you want, I could request the Colonel to have a gunship take you there. After all, you may know the island's whereabouts better than the soldiers do.
Yep, definitely do.
But you should be warned. The Colonel also told me there have been reports of larger entities on that island.
So, Titans.
I beg your pardon?
That's what I'm gonna call them. If they're larger.
Well, anyway. If anything, there's also something else I have a request for, if that's up to your challenge at least.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know more about these ancients and why they're so familiar with the emeralds. Because, think about it. Why create devices custom made for the emeralds? It's almost as if the ancients have had the emeralds longer than we have. Or, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, we might be able to find the one age-old question. Who the Chaos Emeralds were created by. I mean, after all, for them being a completely Mr. Stone, as well as, well, as well as the emerald that Knucklehead guards. I have noticed for a bunch of stones coming from outer space, is what the reports say. Why is it that you, me, and the others are somehow able to unlock their secrets, even if it's only a small portion? Do you not find that a bit strange?
I don't know, maybe we all have a special connection to them or something?
Well, either way.
Because I can remember absorbing some extra energy coming out of the Master Emerald to give me a little charge.
Well, if you do intend on absorbing more of that energy, I would advise you to do something. Do you remember the old inhibitor rings that Shadow wore once?
Yeah.
Well, even though my Shadow's been training to use them without the use of them, because I'm sure as you're aware that, well, Shadow wouldn't be able to fight unless he had them on, given the fact that using his chaos energy without his rings would cost him near death. Correct?
Yeah.
Which is why he had Gunn develop some experimental rings in case there was ever a moment he had to remove them. That way, in case if he ever had to use anything drastic, he wouldn't die. As I'm sure of, you probably remember the Mephiles incident, correct?
Yeah.
I'm sure you remember seeing the devices he had on once he removed his rings.
Uh-huh.
If I were you, I would possibly try to find an artifact you could use to store that energy. If you become fully corrupted, you need a failsafe if you lose. I don't suppose you have anything of that power, do you?
Nope. I mean, unless we're talking about my sword, but that's the only thing I can...
Well, you could ask a certain someone for some help. I know you probably weren't around when this incident happened, but at one point, our dear planet, Earth, ended up getting split apart once.
Split? And no one called me?
Well, to be fair, no one... Well, we were planning to, but knowing you would have been busy with that scoundrel anyway. And besides, Sonic was able to take care of it regardless. But he did actually manage to meet someone during that travel, as well as, well, as well as obtain a strange but a quite powerful transformation as well. You see, Eggman, as you know, was trying to use powers that he had no idea about. So that shouldn't be surprising to you. However, apparently that strange power affected Sonic at once.
Right. Mudden told me about